You're just a guy.
I'm just a dude.
You're just a guy in this Charger with no
dude.
AC and with these cameras and doing your thing.
That's right. You know? This is all I do.
This is great.
Before we start this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in and watching the show. If you're watching the show on YouTube, please hit the like and the notification, or subscribe and notification. And if you're listening to the show in podcast form, please leave us a positive review there because it's good for all the analytical stuff, as you guys all know this. If you want to join the U.S. Law Shield, please use the code RSWC. I am an affiliate with them. And if you are interested in joining Patriot Mobile, I'm going to put a link below for that. You can use the discount code RSWC and get a discount for joining both of those. So please check those out. And we're glad you guys are here. And thank you very much. All right, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today we are coming to you from the home range in Boylston, Massachusetts. I belong to the Worcester Pistol and Rifle Club. I want to thank Michele Granache for setting me up with this. She set me up with Sarande Diane. Mm-hmm. I said it right.
Sarande Diane.
Whew, I said it right. Sarande Diane is the girlfriend, wife, spouse?
Fiance.
Fiance. I knew I was going to get
There's
one of
no
those.
rock, but we're poor.
Oh, welcome home, girl.
Yeah.
You and me both.
Yep. We're working on it.
So she is the fiance of Kyle Culotta. Culotta?
Yep, Kyle Wayne Culotta.
Culotta. Okay. I guess Culotta. I don't spend enough time at Starbucks.
We have very difficult names, and Diane is my middle name. Wayne is his middle name. Kyle Wayne.
Kyle Wayne.
Kyle Wayne.
All right. Well, here's the story. Kyle Wayne got arrested in Massachusetts for illegal possession of a firearm as he was traveling through the state of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And we're going to get the whole story right from Sarande. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Pleasure.
The pleasure's mine.
A surprise and an honor.
Please. I'm grateful for Michele for reaching out to me, and she's like, hey, we're having Kyle's girlfriend come to an event. I'm like, that's awesome. She's like, do you want to interview her? Yes, I do. Tell me when and where, and I shall be there.
Yeah. This was great. What a beautiful way to spend a Saturday and meeting those women. It's really nice to spend time with the ladies that are out here in the two-way community because it's a lot of men. There are some women that are really doing the work, but it's nice to have some fellowship with some ladies.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. And I like hanging out with the chicks too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Who doesn't?
I
know, right? All right. So give us the dish, because I've heard a little bit here. I've heard a little bit from the Gun Owners Action League who are helping you guys out. Yeah, you know what? Let me open these guys up.
Yeah.
The Gun Owners Action League is helping you guys out. You've been on with Toby Leary from Cape Gun Works and Rapid Fire Radio. He's been talking with you and sharing your story. Mm-hmm. I don't know if other big outlets have picked up on this yet, but this has been going on for the whole summer of 2025.
Yeah, 3 months, 87 days. Kyle Wayne's been locked up. There were a few people that picked up on it early because Jim Wallace from Goal was reaching out and telling them about it. But I don't think that they know that it's still ongoing because it was so ridiculous that they probably assume he's probably out by now, but he is not, in fact. Cam & Co., Jared, Liberty Doll, all covered this.
All friends of the show.
Yep. Plug. So, but what happened was we were just driving in Gardner. We got into Massachusetts the day before. Mm-hmm. We were on a road trip from Arizona. We had been driving for a couple of weeks. About 2,600 miles. Damn. No incident, nothing. We had a wonderful time together. You know, we were roughing it, but we're best friends, and we needed the car and each other, and we had a great time. And, he's born and raised in Arizona. He's a cowboy. You know, not really, but he fancies himself a cowboy.
He's a cowboy, baby.
Yeah, but you know, he served in the Air Force. Mm-hmm. His grandfather was a colonel. So that was kind of his next natural thing to do. But, you know, he did his 4 years and got out and stuff. But he didn't ever have any plans to move to the East Coast, but we fell in love. And what are you going to do? We're going to be together.
That's excellent.
So I had gone to Arizona for about a year and a half, and we were on our way back to finally settle here. I have an 11-year-old son who is my entire world. He's the most amazing kid ever, brilliant musician. Hi, Wesley. Mom loves you.
Look, let me tell you right now, if he wants to be a musician, if he wants to make money, he should not be a musician.
No. I told him, it's your passion, and maybe you can work in the studio and stuff. Like,
right.
You know, I don't want him to be a rock star, but the world is going to be so different in 10 years. But no, he's so smart. He can do whatever he wants. I want him to know that.
That's cool. I just say this because I've been a musician for forever, and I wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah.
I went to school to be a music teacher, and that's what I do for my day job.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. No, he's got an ear. Like, pick it up and play it.
Nice.
He's taught himself piano.
Cool.
He doesn't take lessons, although I tell him he needs to, but he says, I'm good enough. I'm like,
no, you're not good enough.
You're not good
Take
enough.
some lessons.
Literally, take some lessons. Learn how to hold your fingers. But
right.
He's brilliant. He's a deep thinker. He's just like me. He's so smart.
That's awesome.
But we wanted to come back here, settle down, get our little apartment, save up some money so we could ultimately have our dream of getting an RV and doing that kind of thing.
Living your American dream.
Yeah, living our American dream. My grandparents were dreaming of America, not Worcester. You know? So that's what we wanted to do. But we got here, spent some time with my son, took him to launch in Leominster, jumped on some trampolines. And then the next night, we were door dashing because we spent all our money getting here.
Yeah.
I told you I have a 13-year-old car. She needed a little bit of work before she could make it 2,000 plus miles.
Right.
So everything we had was sunk into getting back here.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's DoorDash, make a little cash, get something to eat. And we made one delivery, made $6 that night, got pulled over. All we did was not yield. This is Gardner. Gardner,
Massachusetts.
Gardner. Share City, kid.
God.
Going around the rotary, kid. The cop pulls up behind me. Yo, he's flipping his lights on. Like, we're like, what the heck did we do? So, Officer Antwi pulls us over. And was originally like, so the registration expired because I hadn't been in state long enough to renew my insurance, which, for the record, I had insurance on the car that next day, Wednesday, got insurance on the car.
Right.
But because Massachusetts moves so slow, you know, get this stamp and that stamp, whatever, it took me like 5 days to get my car out of the impound. But
yeah,
insurance was taken care of the next day. So not a federal offense, not a capital crime, not worthy of putting handcuffs on you, but because we had everything we owned in the car, including firearms. Grandfather's rifle, an heirloom, BB guns, pellet guns, one that was in the plastic. He won this rifle at a raffle in Arizona. I just won it at a raffle.
Nice.
It was worth, I told you, a few grand. We would have gotten a lot of money for it, and that would have gotten us set up. Like, we would have been fine. Get our apartment? Good. So they see in the car we have ammo boxes. Military style ammo, they call it military style, which makes me laugh so hard. I was holding a pair of like these from an Army Navy store. They had these snow pants. I'm like, look at my military grade snow pants. It's military style snow pants.
Right.
Like military style ammo cases. It looked like a tackle box. Like
it's not like an ammo can.
No.
Oh my
It's
God.
not like we had grenade. It was literally like a box, you know, and he's moved that. He's had that for years. That's what he has. This man, I call him my protector, right? Like he knows what a man's purpose is. And I am his woman, and he's there, and he wants to protect me. Like, he's not the perfect man. He's not made the most amazing decisions in his life, but like, haven't we all struggled our way into where we are right now?
Yeah.
And, you know, he had that to offer me. That was what he had. I make the money in the relationship. I found myself in a good job.
Yeah.
So he was the man I needed because I needed one. I was off. I need to know where my guardrails are. I need to know where I'm safe,
for sure.
You know, and that's him. He reads. He's been talking about what's going on in the world right now. He's been telling me is going to happen for the last 10 years.
Wow.
Like, reads history books and studies, and he's just so smart. But like, you know, one of those people, I don't know if you've ever been told you're too smart for your own good, but it's like really painful when someone says that to you. It's like, oh, you're so smart, but you're so stupid because of it. I find him fascinating and brilliant. And we were moving here. We were just going to be together finally. 20 years we've known each other, chasing each other from coast to coast.
Right.
And we had military style ammo cases in the car, along with all of our clothes, some food and makeup.
And all your other belongings.
Everything else we owned. So no, they arrested him. They arrested him for it in Gardner. They had this one cop there, and then he had to call the sergeant once he realized, oh, this was above his pay grade as an officer that's been on the force for maybe a year and a half.
Jeez.
Only in the country for the last 5, probably. Call the sergeant. 2 other guys show up. One guy says, I was going to pull someone else over, but, I stopped here instead. Anyways, I probably shouldn't go into all those details. The point is, the stop was uneventful. They pulled us over for insurance. They looked in the car, saw these boxes, said, all right, now you're getting arrested. So they arrested him. Now, this is my car, registered to me. I was a passenger. But they arrested him, took him to jail, and then towed my car. And I had to ask one of the cops, like, can you, like, drive me to the station so I can use the bathroom? So he dropped me off. They said, no, you can't use the bathroom here. So, like, they just left me there. They took my man, everything I had to protect myself. Like, they took my best friend. They took my car. I had no money. I was door dashing. Obviously, I had nothing. I ended up showing up at my friend's house at like 12:30 at night. She lived in Gardner. She was like a half mile away. I walked at like 11:30 or something, and I knock on her bedroom window. And I'm like, hey, Kyle was arrested. Can I stay here? And I stayed there for the next few days. And she was very, very kind to let me invade her tiny space.
Right. All right. So let's talk about how he was transporting the guns, and not necessarily the guns that he had or how many, but there were some handguns. There was a rifle, and a couple of BB guns and pellet guns.
Yeah.
And there was a so-called high cap magazine. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because you came from free America to occupied territory, where they just call them magazines.
Yeah.
And that was the issue that they had.
Yeah.
Was having the high cap mags and
yeah,
ammo
well,
and everything?
that's what. Oh, so the mags are what they deemed him dangerous on. They said so this is all tied to Chapter 135. And now because I was in Arizona for a year and a half, this was beyond me because this was not an issue.
This all happened a year ago.
So I was gone.
Yeah.
But when we came back, I had no idea what this even was. Chapter 135. I knew Maura Healey was wreaking havoc on the state, so I was not excited to come back. But like I said, my son's here, so. The high capacity carried mandatory minimums of like 2.5 years plus. I think it was maybe per bullet too. They charge you extra. It was something ridiculous. But he was looking at over 25 years just based on just the charges what they charged him with at the stop. For 25 years.
It's crazy. It's ridiculous. I think what they do is the charges. The way it works in Massachusetts, which, as we talk about regularly, it's a wildly anti-gun state here.
Yeah.
Even though there's a lot of great pro-gun people, it's a wildly anti-gun state. So if you have a charge that has a potential jail sentence for over 2.5 years, then it disqualifies you permanently to be able to get an LTC or an FID card.
Well, wait until you hear the deal that they came back with. So we had this public defender, and she was very sincere when she spoke to me, looked me in the eyes and said, we're going to help him. We're going to get him out of there. This isn't fair. This isn't right. And I was like, okay, I believe you. And then she goes into that courtroom, qualifies his military service by saying, well, he served, but he never saw combat, which he's not a combat vet. He never claimed to have seen combat. He was postal, but he was deployed in Bosnia. Like, look out your window. See combat. What does she know? So she says this, and she makes, talks about him being from Arizona, makes no mention of my roots, my ties here. My entire family is here in Central Mass. So nothing about that, nothing about the Second Amendment. Judge says, nope, he's dangerous, sends it to Worcester Superior Court. She looks and she makes the same argument, the same exact argument. And at that point, I had letters written by his friends and showed her his DD-214 and honorable discharge and his security card. He's got a CDL, which means automatically not a felon.
Right.
You can't maintain a CDL and be committing crimes and drinking. Like, you can't do that. So all of these things, and they're easily accessible. It's all right there. But no, the judge in Worcester Superior said, no, he had high capacity, this. She looked at 3 of the 13 determining factors for dangerousness. You're supposed to look at all of these.
Right.
She looked at the first 3 and said, oh, this is what he's charged with? Well, he's dangerous. No bail. No bail.
Wow.
No possible. There is no amount of money. I could have walked in there with $1 million bail.
And they would have let you go.
They would have said, nope.
No.
We're keeping him. He's a danger to the community.
That
you know
is
what their
ridiculous.
excuse was? He had ties to Arizona.
Ties to
Arizona. No, they didn't say he had ties to Al Qaeda. He has ties to Arizona. But
Unbelievable.
not to mention, I'm there with a Mass license telling these people my family is here. My son is here. He is here for me. He's not going anywhere.
Right.
I literally said to the defender, I was like, tell the judge he can put a GPS on me if he needs to too, and make sure that we stay together because I'm serious.
Yeah.
She said, no, well, sorry. She texted me. I had to miss his court date. I had that a work thing. The beginning of July was just
it's just a mess.
Just a mess.
I do want to say this. This is when if you ever have some sort of a gun charge, this is why it's important to have an attorney who's well versed in gun stuff.
Right.
Because when you get a public defender, I've seen some stuff that these people don't make a lot of money and they just have a stack of cases, and they're not going to know the intricacies of gun stuff.
Well, I know. I figured that, which is why I did my own research. Can you imagine that? I did my own research, and I found out about the Bruen case that the Supreme Court decided. This is Joe Biden's Supreme Court. This is 2022.
Yeah.
Said that, basically the states can't infringe on the residents of another state. Like, if you're a resident of Arizona, Arizona is constitutional carry. That means your citizenship, your American citizenship, is your right to bear arms as it's intended.
Right.
Your citizenship is your right to bear arms.
You got it.
In Arizona, you have to have a permission paper signed by Air Healy. And if you don't produce Air papers, please, they send you straight to Gulag. And in Massachusetts, everyone smokes same flavor vape. Right. Everyone smokes same cigarettes. No menthols, no candy vapes. Oh my God. So that's why he didn't have his LT. You don't need one. You can just go to, if we had gotten stopped in Arizona, they would have looked in our car and been like, hey, cool guns.
Right, cool guns. What do you got? I'm thinking of getting a couple of those. Yeah. And when you live in free America, the only thing you need to buy a gun is you don't need government permission. You just have to pass a background check.
Yeah.
Do the 4473, and you're good to go. Yeah. But here in occupied territory, you've got to get permission from the Queen.
Yeah, permission from the Queen. But I did my research, Charlie.
Yeah.
Found out about this. So I'm like, hey, I know you're busy, so here's what I found. Bruen, Donald, Marquis. Argue some of this. You think she got back to me like, wow, thanks? No. She said to Kyle Wayne, she said, I don't have the bandwidth to deal with your girlfriend's defense attorney emails.
Wow.
Here's the deal that Joe Early's wonderful DA worked out for my man who's 51 years old and maintains a spotless record. They had an FBI check ran on him. Nothing. He was caught with pot in 2006. He was also caught with pot in 2025, and they gave me his bold back when they gave me his effects. So I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Yeah. 20 years ago, caught with pot. That's it. That's the only thing on his record. He has maintained 51 years on this planet without breaking the laws. And 30 hours into Massachusetts, and he's looking at, this is the deal from the DA, all right? We are going to consider you seriously mentally ill for the rest of your life. You'll have a serious mental illness on your record. You will also forfeit your Second Amendment freedoms, so you will never be allowed near or with another firearm for again as long as you live in America, okay? And the best part is, you'll only do 3 to 4 years in prison.
Oh my God.
Only 3 to 4 years in prison.
Unbelievable.
For crossing the border. And not paying my car insurance on time, which anyone that knows me, I have terrible ADHD, okay?
Right.
Like, just because I forgot your birthday doesn't mean I don't love you. Just because I was 15 minutes late to something doesn't mean I didn't care.
Right.
Like, that's just my brain works faster than my body can keep up.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've I've been late on my car insurance before, and you get like a grace period, and then they send you a thing that says, "Hey, listen, you know what? It's been whatever. It's been a month. You know, we need a payment in the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, you're done."
Yeah. Like I said, next day, fine. So put me in jail for 3 months if that's the crime, because there was no, I'm the one that didn't pay. It's my car. And they arrested him and threw away the key. These guys are coming and going. And let's just talk about the defenders being overworked. During this, the first time I went on Toby Leary's show, Rapid Fire Radio, Cape Gunworks, I said, there's these public defenders in Boston want some more money because they're severely underpaid and their caseloads are through the roof. So they went on strike. So instead of paying them a little bit more money because they had to put more money into the arts or basketball camp or whatever Maura's doing now, instead of just giving them a little bit more money, that they weren't asking for the world. They said, you know what, we're going to dismiss these cases instead. So 120 cases in Boston went just dismissed. Violent criminals, illegal aliens.
Yeah.
Offenders, like name it. They just let them out. People were caught in the act of committing crimes in this state, let go on their personal recognizance with absolutely no ties to the state. Either they're from a different country or they don't even know where they're from. You know, they commit crimes, they let them go, and then they go and commit more crimes. Right.
It's not solving the problem.
They got rap sheets a mile long. I mean, you don't even have Arena on that train. That guy with that judge keeps letting him go. He's been in front of them 14 times. Here's a letter. Just promise you'll come back.
Right. That was in South Carolina?
North Carolina, yeah.
North Carolina. The guy that that stabbed the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14 times in front of a judge, and they keep letting him go. My man appears one time, and they say, no, you're too dangerous.
It's unbelievable. It's aggravating and frustrating as a gun owner, and when I tell people this in other parts of the country, my gun friends all over the place, I say, listen, here's the deal. You can have a boatload of charges: illegal possession, illegal this, possession of heroin, all these different charges, and they just let you go because there's nothing that they can get from these people. But when you have something, if you have money, they're going to press charges for forever. They're going to go after you.
That was their mistake, thinking we had money. I'm like, we're indigent. And if we had remained indigent, he would be seriously mentally ill, not able to touch a gun, and only be in jail for the next 4 years while I'm out here, I have the man I want to spend the rest of my life with. I'm 44 years old. Like, what am I... Now we can only talk with the man listening and only see each other through glass. I haven't heard his voice in 3 months. It's just through a speaker. So it could happen to anybody. Yeah. But yeah, they thought we had money. So now, once I realized this is the deal that he's getting, and it's very clear to me that she is not going to fight. I went into overdrive. I mean, if you were a member of the Mass GOP, you probably got an email, a letter, a call from me on Facebook. I found you. State Rep John Gasky.
Yeah.
Picked up on this from the very beginning. Chester Tam is another one that picked up on this from the beginning, and really helped me spread the word. But Toby Leary, Jim Wallace, those two really started it off. And it was because of them and because of GOAL, the Gun Owners Action League. They have a Gun Owners Action League. It's goal.org, free Kyle, or freekyle.org. You can go and check that out. But they said, we don't take individual cases. We don't support individual cases. Usually cases have to be multiple plaintiffs, have gone up and down the courts. All right, fine, then they'll step in. But they saw what happened to Kyle, and they said no. Jim Wallace got up there in front of the State House yesterday, or Saturday. No, Thursday?
Recently.
And so, this case, this is where we're putting our flag. We're drawing the line in the sand. Enough is enough.
Yeah,
you can't do this. No mas. This aggression will not stand, man.
This aggression will not stand. I love it.
Right? Not stand. Kyle Mann is the man for this time and place.
He's
the dude.
He's the dude.
He's the dude from Arizona, the Arizona Ranger. He just wanted to come here and be with his woman, talk about sci-fi and God, and watch Dune and
I saw the Star Trek tattoo over there, girl. Now I'm a Star Wars guy. Okay. I don't know if we can get along.
I think we can, because as long as we can agree that Star Trek is the superior universe, then I think we'll be fine.
So anyways.
That's from my son is Wesley.
Oh.
Wesley Crusher.
Okay, I don't even know.
It's like that. Okay.
Well, look at this. It's been awful nice having you in the car.
All right,
so.
well, I'm just gonna.
No, I got you,
right.
girl. You're logged in.
Okay. But yeah,
We digress.
I digress. We're just nerds. But we like reading history books. I read a lot of books, and that's why he kind of fell for me, because you could tell I read a lot, and I could keep up a conversation.
Yeah.
We were long distance for a long time, so we just talked on the phone.
Right.
All the time. Talking.
Yeah.
And that's all we wanted to do. And we're like, now it's been 3 months. We have so much that we want to say to each other. It's going to take us another 20 years to just talk about all the new stuff, because this has been a whirlwind. I'm going to make a little Star Trek reference here, see if you know. It's like we're trapped in mirror universes, right?
I got nothing.
Because, all right.
I got nothing. I
know that your people know, the people that are watching this know what a mirror universe is, right? So he's in one where he's just stuck in a cage, pacing around, just like all this stuff's happening on the outside world, and he's stuck, can't do anything. I'm out here, and I'm meeting the most fascinating people I've ever met in my life. Kind, good people. These are the most kindest, even if they don't say they're Christian. They treat like they're Christian people.
Right.
We hang around and we talk about our families and God and stories from the Bible. I'm not even kidding you. We're at lunch talking about Bible stories. And just most of them just want to be left alone to do what they like to do. But because they keep getting come after by Momo and her troops, they have nothing left, but they have to fight back. They have to. And so they recognize that with me, and they're like, this girl's out here on her own. They don't know Kyle, but they know what kind of man he must be.
Right.
If I'm out here fighting for this like this. So that's why they're like, all right, this is where we're going to plant our flag. This is where we're going to fight for this guy, because they see it's so on its face not right, but
it's really not. It's it's any decent cop would have been like, hey, listen, our laws are different here.
Yeah.
Do this. Get your insurance and have a nice day.
Literally.
Because
really. They have something called discretion.
Right.
At every level, discretion.
Yeah.
Discretion at the cop, discretion of the sergeant, discretion of the first judge that kept him dangerous, discretion of the second judge that kept him dangerous, the discretion of the third judge that held him dangerous. And now the entire Mass Supreme Court has this case in front of them. We gave it to them early August. They said it'll be a couple days. It'll be days, not weeks.
Right. And here it is.
5 weeks.
3 months?
Yeah. So about 5 weeks since they've had the filing, because once Gold got a hold of this and they knew, there's no way I'm going to be able to fight this on my own.
Right.
I'm not out here trying to be pro se. My chat GPT took me as far as it can go with this legal stuff, but I need to leave it in the hands of the professionals.
Right.
I'm out of my depth. But that's when he brought in Dan Hagen. And Dan Hagen, a little dose of reality, wow, this looks like this guy got really nailed. They caught him with all this stuff, and tough case. But I said, yeah, but you're missing all these things. Look at his record. You didn't do anything. Look at all this.
Right.
A BB gun, a pellet gun, and they're saying he had they made it sound in the police report like he had like a arsenal in the back. We were just transporting
oh shit.
Right. The whole gunnery. The whole fucking
right. Yeah.
It was mixed in with my underwear and our food and our toiletries and stuff. That's what it sounded like. And that's why I think people didn't pick up on it right away, because they're like, well, it's a gun charge.
Right, it's a gun charge. You must have done something. Right, which is
fair, I guess.
Okay.
But no.
Right. I mean, it's the ridiculousness, particularly for the ridiculousness for the whole Chapter 135 thing. And I teach gun safety classes and licensing courses and stuff. And I've been telling everyone for a year. I said, look, here's the deal. You're going to take the class. You're going to get your LTC right now, your license to carry. And then I said, in 6 years, when you have to renew your license, you're going to have to take a whole new class. They're like, well, what are we going to have to do? I don't know. The state hasn't decided that yet. They gave themselves a year and a half after they enforced this law and after they signed it into law. They gave them a year and a half to come up with the new training requirements. And we're less than 6 months from that right now. We're right about 6 months right about now. And still nothing. Nobody knows what they want. They're not dropping a hint about anything. And it's going to be one of these things where they just throw it on you and be like, hey, now you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. You have to do, if I remember correctly, you have to do injury prevention, which to me is the 3 gun safety rules. You're going to have to do suicide prevention, which to me, I'm not against suicide prevention. Obviously, it's not my field. I'm not a therapist. I'm not going to talk someone through this. But if there's a 6-minute video I need to play, okay, fine, whatever. Then they have disengagement training. Now, I looked up disengagement training, right? Because you're giving me the look like, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
Disengagement training. The first thing that came up for me was pathological worry disengagement. I don't know what that is either. The second one was engagement training and disengagement training for your pet dog. And then about 4 or 5 things down, some gun instructor had some stuff for we call it de-escalation in the gun community. And then they want you to do disengagement training, whatever the hell that is. Then they want you to do live fire and have a written exam. And this is all the new stuff. And this is one of the things that they do here. You don't have this in free America. No. Not only do you have to take a class, but when they up the requirements, it costs more money, it takes more time, and that puts people who don't have expendable incomes out of the game of being able to exercise this civil right. As of right now, even if you went from, hey, I think I'd like to get a gun license, to shooting a gun that you own, you take your class, you go through the permitting process, you pay for the permit, you buy a gun, you know, eye ear protection, a case to lock everything up, ammunition, all of this stuff, it's an easy $800 to $1,000 right now. Yeah, right now. Wait till they double the training. Wait till they do more insanity.
Yeah. And I'm just picturing, because we just came from the Pistol Sisters, that wonderful group led by Michele.
Which we'll put a link in there for Michele.
Yes, we will. And there was that woman with that tiny little woman with the big revolvers there. I'm trying to imagine her taking these classes, disengage, you know, duty to retreat, disengage and stuff. Like she's 80 pounds soaking wet. She makes an amazing carrot cake. And if someone breaks into her house, I don't want her retreating.
No, not at all. She shouldn't have to.
No, she shouldn't have to. If she's by herself, these women, us women need to be involved. Okay, like that's what it is. I've been hanging out with a lot of men because that is who is mostly in this world. I watched your channel a little bit. There's some women on there, which is great. I love seeing it. But it's majority, it's guys. But like, and I'm not someone that was in the 2A community at all. Like we had these things. We went shooting together. It was something fun that we like to do together. Yeah. He taught me about how to clean them and gun safety. And we took a class with my son and he learned gun safety. We spent an hour in there learning about this stuff. He got a little certificate and then got to fire a 22. Cool. Hit a bullseye. He's amazing. And loved it. Like he had a great time. It was fun for him. But we teach our kids to be so afraid. Like the difference between the way I'm raising him and his other parent is, you know, that other parent is like, no, we don't talk about guns. We don't deal with guns. Guns are evil. They're bad. You know how I feel. I'm like, right. But that's how you feel. But this kid, he's 11 years old. He's going to have friends. What if he's at his friend's house? His friend's dad has a gun. Yeah. What if his friend's dad is an idiot and leaves it out? I want my son to know that if he sees that sitting there, number one, don't touch it. Number two, you assume it's loaded. Then you get an adult. Yeah. He's not an idiot. He's not, oh, what's this?
Right. You know, we're gonna accidentally we're gonna point it at someone and press the trigger. Right. Because we don't know how to check this.
He knows the rules. He knows the rules of gun safety. He knows to be aware of where he's aiming that at his target. He never puts his finger on the trigger. He knows these things because I tell him these things. If I didn't tell him that, he would have no idea. Right. How would he know? But I said to him one time a few years ago, I'm like, hey, if there's like 2 groups of people and one of them has guns and the other group doesn't have guns, like which group do you want to be a part of? Right. And he's like, probably the group with guns. I'm like, yeah, probably. You want to know what you're dealing with. Yeah. Because the enemies have guns and more. Right. They have all of that stuff. You know, dictators love unarmed peasants. Absolutely. Kyle's got a shirt that says that, and I like it. It's 100% true. They love unarmed peasants. As long as we don't have anything and they have everything, then they have all the power. The Second Amendment is to protect our power, and so we can maintain our right to free speech. Yeah, we can live free. We can
Live our American dream.
Yeah, we just wanted to pursue our happiness. Our happiness had guns associated with it, I guess.
Right.
But it wasn't that it was guns. It was we had our stability.
You have
our
the
future,
means to be able to protect
our
yourself.
protection.
Absolutely.
Our things of value that we have, that we hold, that are precious, our family.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be able to protect them. And Toby Leary is such a master at making things make sense that I've not been able to stop thinking about this. One of the first things I heard him say is well, why do you have a fire extinguisher in your house then? If you have a fire department, you can just call them when you have a fire, and then you can wait for them to show up and then put out the fire, and there you go. So why do you need a fire extinguisher? Because it blows my mind when I hear that argument. Well, you don't need a gun. We have police.
We have police.
Yeah. Well, if someone's in my house, you gonna wait for the police?
You're gonna wait for the police. Yeah. I was listening to something the other day, and somebody called the police. Somebody broke in the house, called the police. It was 9 minutes until they called 911 for the police to get there. And I always think of this: 9 minutes, and people our age will appreciate this. 9 minutes is longer than Stairway to Heaven.
So you could listen to all of Stairway.
Yes.
While you're being murdered and who else knows what. And then eventually the cops will come.
And then the cops will come.
They're like, oh, thank God you're here. Oh my, what did Jasmine Crockett say? The police aren't there to prevent crime. They're there to solve crime. No. What are you even talking about?
Yeah, I always tell people the cars say to serve and protect, but it's really to write a report and clean up.
Yeah, write a report and clean up. And that's it. And protect
Absolutely.
each other.
There have been, I don't know what the cases are, but there have been some cases that cases that said that the police do not have the responsibility to protect the citizens. That's not what they're for. And when I teach classes, I tell people, I say, I've got this slide that's got some guns on it. It's got some badges, and they were guns and badges that were owned by Elvis. And I see this, and they say, I said, why do people have guns? And they say, oh, for law enforcement. No. You know why law enforcement has a gun? For personal protection. That's what they have it for. Yeah. They carry guns to be able to protect themselves, not to protect you. It's your responsibility to protect yourself.
Well, if we're all disarmed, then what do they need the guns for if none of us have them? I mean, we have gun-free zones everywhere. So what do we need police for then? And that's the thing was it hophalophobia? People that are afraid of guns?
Hophalophobia, yeah. Jeff Cooper.
Right. So you walk into a Dunkin' Donuts, there's a cop there getting his coffee and stuff, and he has a gun on him. Do you freak out?
Of course not.
No, you don't, because you imagine if he's going to be wearing that, he is trained, he knows what to do with it.
Yep.
Okay? Like that man that held off the stabber at Walmart.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to shoot him. He just knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
When I moved to Arizona, the first trip to Walmart I made, there was a man in front of me with just an open carry with a pistol on his hip. And I was like, okay, so this is where I live now.
This is where I live now.
This is where I live now. And did it bother me? No. But what I did say was wow, when my kid gets down here, we're going to go shooting and we're going to learn safety.
Yeah.
We're going to learn how to exist, because if these things exist, and we watch a lot of gun smoke too. So it's you have that on your hip. And Uncle Ben said this: great power, great responsibility.
Yeah,
if you are going to carry a weapon on your hip, that is your responsibility. Okay? And my innate sense is if I see it on you, then I'm going to probably trust you if you're wearing it around.
Yeah.
Because bad guys will hide it from you.
I had a guy used to play in a band with a little Jamaican dude. He went out, he and his wife took it, and this is at the end of my gigging career is when I started to become a gun guy. And I said, hey guys, I want to get into guns, and I like to carry a gun and all this kind of stuff. He went out to Arizona. He came on a trip with his wife. He came back. He's like, hey Charlie, you should move to Arizona. Those are your people out there. I said, what do you mean? He's like, everyone's got a gun on their hip. And I'm like, did you feel nervous or scared? He's like, no. And I said, then what's the difference? What's the difference if people have gun licenses here and they open carry here? Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want people to do that. What's the difference? What's the difference?
Right. I would feel safer. When I'm with Kyle Wayne walking around Arizona, I have no fear, because that man makes sure, first of all, I walk on the inside of the sidewalk, and he holds the door open for me.
Nice.
He opens my car door. I feel safe.
Yeah.
When when we're out and it's crowded and I start getting ahead and I look around where is he? He's like, I got eyes on you. Walk ahead of me like a queen. I got eyes on you.
Nice.
And it's been really hard for him because I'm out here speaking my mind in Massachusetts, okay, where I have been defriended for the color of hat that I wore. Wore a red hat. They didn't like that. Friends did not want to hold space for those kind of intolerant views. So they will not tolerate my intolerance. So
it's so ridiculous.
Isn't it ridiculous?
It so is. It so is.
You know, anyways. I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. We need to start wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Where are things at now? How can people help? What can people do?
So people can help. We are in need financially. A lawyer's expensive goal is helping, but they stole his earning potential. 3 months in Massachusetts with only one income. So give, send, go /free Kyle Wayne. Please share, donate what you can. We're putting it to good use because we've been getting a lot of help and it's not being taken for granted. And we've decided, it has been decided. We're devoting our time and our resources and our efforts to repealing this law for everybody because Kyle could have been anyone.
Right.
Anyone. One of these girls there, I said, what if you forgot to take your class next week and then you were driving home and you could just get stopped? You'd be a felon. All of a sudden, you'd go from this girl right here that I'm seeing, free woman, to incarcerated woman.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have the few $100s it took to pay for this class or something. License.
Right. So, to pay the extortion fee.
Right. It's literally an extortion fee. The process is the punishment. So give, send, go, free Kyle Wayne. We need the help. There's other issues stemming from this, like I have to be in family court because of this. I don't want to talk about too much, but it's tapping us out. It's tapping us out. He knows I'm out here doing this, and it's not safe. We were at the Charlie Kirk Memorial, the vigil, and Antifa showed up. They showed up, and they don't pay them to attack anymore, but they showed up and they made noise,
right?
And they made people feel in danger, and then they broke up the event,
yeah.
right? But the only reason I felt safe going is because the people that I've met in this community I knew had my back because they have his back, because he has my back, and they see a man like that. They see too many women walking on the street side of the sidewalk,
right?
And they know
that's not right.
You got to protect the good men,
Yeah.
You got to stand behind the good men, and he's a good one. So they're standing with us and they're making our voices heard because the news stations here aren't picking it up because it makes Massachusetts look really bad. You're going to hold an innocent man. And we were talking about that kid in Falmouth.
Right. So real quick, there was an 18-year-old kid down on the Cape that threatened a school a year ago. Said he wanted to go to a school and shoot it up. Said he had a bunch of guns. Said he was gonna shoot up a school just like the beginning of September. And they charged him. What did they do? I think they arrested him. He's 18. They arrested him. They were going to bring up charges against him, but they dropped the dangerousness charge because the guns he said he didn't have. But he still said he wanted to go out and harm people. There's another charge where he was like stalking the school and hiding in the woods and watching students and stuff. And I read a quote from an article that said that when they charged him with this, he just laughed about the charges.
One of the mothers was like horrified because these parents showed up and they're like, this kid is threatening to harm our children. He's telling you that he's dangerous.
Right. When people tell you how they are, you need to
believe them. If people are telling you how they are, and I've been saying this for the last 6 months, people are showing themselves to be exactly who they are right now. So good or bad, believe them. And that's why people are supporting us, is because we cannot hide from who we are. And this is just who we are. Mm-hmm. We're just a couple of average people that got caught up in the system, but we're smart enough to know that we can fight back. And the only difference between Kyle in there and these other guys that get brought up on these ridiculous charges is he has a Sarande out here to be a maniac and fight for him, and they don't. They have these public defenders they're relying on. Mm. So we need the help. Give, send, go. Free Kyle Wayne, please, and thank you. We take prayers too. We feel all the prayers.
And prayers are free.
Prayers are free, and please share them. It's, but this guy has no record, and yet this kid says, I am a danger.
Right.
And they say,
they let him
we're
go.
not even going to hold a dangerousness hearing. We are just going to let you go.
It's unbelievable.
where this guy, nothing on his record, we're going to hold you 3 dangerousness hearings and determine that you're dangerous 3 times.
It's unbelievable.
And leave you in jail for 3 months. So far.
So far.
So
Yeah.
far.
I was just going to say that. It's 3 months so far. It is complete ridiculousness. So what happens next? What's the next the legal thing?
So the last time he went to court, they actually did drop the high capacity charges.
Okay.
So
drop the high cap, or as they call them in Free America, magazines.
Magazines. And that's what he said. This cop was like, fully loaded magazines. He's like, I've never heard that phrase
fully
before.
Loaded magazines.
He's like, what's a fully loaded magazine? It's just a magazine. I don't get it.
Magazine.
People are weird.
Right.
And this was like someone that he thought would have known better, but no. So they dropped those, but he still, he still has to go to trial. They have a court date on the 26th of September, Gardner District Court, and we are hoping to have some money. They want to show that we have money for bail. I still need a place to live. I have people helping me with that, veterans housing and stuff, because we're not married yet.
Right.
But so like, I don't qualify for any of the benefits that he would get, but now we've figured it out. So with power of attorney, I can do that, because our plan was shattered. I mean, we had money in the bank in the form of investments that would have gotten us set up. But now when you leave me carless and homeless and manless,
you got nothing.
Then I got nothing. So I've been off the kindness of strangers. I have to admit, I got a really amazing deal. It was like $80-something a night for this house in Cape Cod. So I spent a few weeks there thinking that he was going to be able to join me at the end of it, but
not so much.
So now I'm here figuring out what's next. But the court date's on the 26th. We can say, this is the address he's going to be released to. We have this much for bail. Please donate what you can.
Right.
And hopefully let him out under conditions so that he can be on the outside awaiting trial. The other piece of this is that we filed an emergency bail petition with the Supreme Court, the SJC in Massachusetts. Yeah. So they can look at it, and we said they had all these qualifications to determine dangerousness, and they didn't look at any of them, because if they had, they could not have found him dangerous. It would be impossible. Right. They only looked at the charges, not even like just charges. You can be charged with anything. He's charged with all sorts of, Right. Find me the man. I'll show you the charge.
Right. You can indict a ham sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So they're basing it only on the charges. So that's why he's dangerous. So we have this petition saying like they did him wrong. We're challenging 135's dangerous statute. Dan Hagen, Dan Kelly, they brought up the Bruin case. They were I think Vega was another one they were citing. Yeah. They're citing all this law that basically says that you have no standing to be holding this man. Let him go.
Yeah, let him go.
We went to the State House yesterday, right in front of Maura's office, and got to say this. Like, I'll give you the link too. This is not fair. Like, I'm not a petulant child. Like, not fair. This is not right. Fair. He is an American citizen. Our rights do not stop at the border of Massachusetts. Oh, did you want to come up with? I know that we have a bunch of fun names that we call Massachusetts. I've been learning all sorts of new ones. Massachusetts, Marksachusets, Taxachusetts. That's an oldie but a goodie. Right.
Massholes.
Massaganistan. Yeah, the People's Republic of Massachusetts. I mean,
I always call it the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth. Yeah.
It's disgusting. They've calling it a Commonwealth makes it a socialist country already, because everyone's the same. It's
a slap in the face. They import people to put them on and get them benefits so they get the kickbacks. We all know it. Everybody. They've had billboards in Puerto Rico for decades saying, come to Southbridge, Massachusetts. Yeah.
I've heard that too. Yes. I talked to somebody who saw that billboard in Puerto Rico to go to Southbridge.
Southbridge, specifically.
Southbridge.
Ugh. No. And I don't understand people that say they just, the people that come from Somalia, hey, they just want a better life. Really? Mm-hmm. Did they walk here from Somalia? Right. Did they walk here from Haiti? How did they get across the border? Yeah. How did they afford these plane tickets? Who do you think paid for that? I mean, Charlie, we could keep driving on because I have conspiracy. It's not even a conspiracy.
That's going to have to be another show.
It's another show.
The batteries, the memory cards are almost out.
Well, probably a good thing. That's a good stopping point. But it goes so much deeper. And this case is just exposes how corrupt this whole state is. It's really, I mean, you can, if Karen Reed didn't do it for you, I mean, if that didn't show how corrupt this state is.
Right.
Again and again and again and again. And this is a guy they thought were small potatoes. Oh, it's from Arizona. He doesn't have any money. He's indigent. We'll just lock him up. And that defense attorney would have gotten a paycheck for locking him up for 3 to 4 years. But you know what you know how I sleep at night? Is knowing that she didn't get one single red cent, not one goddamn dime from these taxpayers to make that crazy ass deal that she tried to make.
Good deal.
She didn't get a dime. Good. I hope she loses her license.
Other than that, she has no strong feelings.
Other than that, I'm totally neutral on the subject of that woman. Totally neutral.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, listen, we need to pull over and wrap it up. Holy moly. Woo, woo, doggy. All right, Sarande, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Holy moly, I got to drop you off with some other people now, right?
Oh, yeah. Hit me up. My DMs are wide open for all sorts of stuff.
All right, well, I'm going to try to set you up with some more people so you can share this with other folks. This guy just died. So we are going to, we have a look at your camera. So we're going to put some links below to Free Kyle, is it freekyle.com?
It's freekyle.org is where you can find a lot of the information from Goal. But all of that is linked on GiveSendGo/Free Kyle Wayne. Kyle Wayne. He calls me Sarande Diane.
Look at this.
So
it's so romantic. I think I'm gonna puke.
We say to each other, "Isn't this the most romantic shit ever?"
That's great.
God, like it really is. But
it is what it is.
I got a man with substance.
That's awesome.
I got a man of God with a substance, and I'm not gonna let him go. I'm not gonna let the likes of Maura Healey take him from me.
Good.
So she got herself a fight. Me and you, Momo, basketball court.
We'll meet you at the Rock.
Yeah, I'll meet you at the Rock, Plymouth Rock.
All right. Well, listen, we're gonna put links below to the links to help Kyle, to the Give, Send, Go. Thank you guys for watching the show. If you enjoyed the show, if you got something out of it, if you're pissed off, share this with your people, because this is how we get the stagecoach across America. This is how we get the news about these sorts of cases out, and this is how we help these cases and help fund these cases so we can free Americans. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will talk to you next time.
Yep. Bye. Oh, follow me at Diane Revere on X. Diane Revere.